Okay, I've got a question for you. How many times a day do you think that you get triggered? I think a lot of us as nines do not notice when we have a stress response happening in our bodies. Um, we are so used to disassociating in order to keep the peace that we don't even really see it happening. So I just wanted to, first of all, share with you the 4 different stress responses that happen, and so that you can be aware of when it's happening. Sometimes it's really obvious when you get activated and your heart's beating and you're feeling stressed out. Sometimes we don't notice that we are actually in a stress response. And that is the first step, is really becoming aware of when that's happening. So here's the 4 different types of stress responses. The first one is fight. Now, this one's really obvious because, like I said before, it's when our heart starts beating really fast and we feel that fear. And we're definitely aware that we're feeling fear. And a lot of times as nines, we just erupt and everything just spills out and we become a lot more emotional than we really need to, because we're so fearful of it that it makes us more emotional. That response is not as common as these other 3, but it does happen. The second one is flight. So with this one, this is when we are overthinking, when we're retreating away from people, when we're ghosting people. It's when we feel really numb and we kind of feel like this wall has been put up in front of us and it's preventing us from engaging with the other person or with people. So I think this one is probably the most common with nines. And again, it's one of those that we don't notice that we're doing. Maybe it looks like just picking up your phone and looking at it when there's a conversation going on. Sometimes it can be really subtle. So we want to really start noticing when these responses are happening so that we can get regulated and become more present. The third one is freeze. And this one looks like just suddenly forgetting your words, forgetting what you wanted to say or what you even know. It looks like shutting down. It looks like extreme sloth, just like feeling frozen and you can't move. The way that it feels is, again, it's that numb feeling in your body, and it literally feels like you're just stuck. Okay, so that's the freeze. Now, the last one is called fawn, and this is where you forget your own needs. You end up people pleasing and you are not putting up boundaries. And this one feels a lot like overwhelm. It feels like anxiety and just kind of this anxious, I just got too much happening right now and I can't handle it all. And so this fawning happens where we just end up giving into things that we don't want to give into. Okay, so those are the 4 stress responses, and you want to start really being aware and asking yourself, am I in a stress response right now? Because that's the first step. Now I'm going to share with you 6 different ways of quickly regulating yourself when you are in these stress responses. What I want you to do is practice trying all of these and just trying them on, kind of like you're trying on clothes, and decide which ones, there might be a few that feel the best, that just really resonate with you and makes you calm down the most. And it's kind of hard to know unless you actually are activated and then you try it, because right now you're probably not activated. But when you find one that just feels good and is helpful, practice that one over and over again, because you want to kind of think of it as muscle memory that you're trying to create in your body, so that when you notice that you're activated and you're feeling that stress response, and you can quickly pull it out, kind of like a tool in your back pocket, and just go right to it and get yourself calm and present again. Okay, so the first one You might want to write these down so you can try them at different times. The first one is inhaling and then exhaling forcefully through your lips. So it looks like this. And what this does is it creates this parasympathetic nerve thing. So that nerve gets activated and it quickly calms you down. So this is something that you could do when you're with other people. It's a little bit harder to do because it makes a sound. So you can do it in a more quiet way. So this just looks like inhaling and then just going and literally feeling the energy go down into your body and thinking about like, okay, all this energy is up here in my head and my shoulders and everything. I'm going to push it down, right down into my feet. So it's like inhale and like think about sinking right down into your legs and feeling your legs. Okay, that's the first one. The second one is a squeezing and releasing practice. So you want to stop for a minute and ask yourself, what is feeling tense right now? Where am I feeling this emotion? If it's in your shoulders or your, see, a lot of times, most of us nines carry a lot of stress right here in our shoulders. We also carry a lot of stress in our jaw. We don't notice it, but a lot of tension is held here because we're trying to hold back our words because we're so afraid of rejection that we kind of hold back, and a lot of tension gets stuck right here in the jaw. So notice what's feeling tense and then tense it up as hard as you can for about 10 seconds. If you can't tell where this emotion is that's feeling tense in your body, just use your fists and tense and just squeeze them as tight as you can. So try this with me. We're just going to tense really tight, and then we're going to release and kind of shake it out. Okay, ready, go. Tense, 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 hold tight. Your hands are even shaking. They're so tight. And release. And kind of shake it out. Feel that. Now just stop for a minute. Take your awareness from your head down into your body and notice what you feel. Breathe into that feeling. Just take notes. What am I feeling right now? Just doing that even one time can be very calming and really get you present in that moment. Okay, number 3 is you're going to take in all of the visual sights around you very slowly. So it's like taking information into your eyes so that you can just become really present to where you are in this moment. So it looks like this. You just start looking around. I'm on a turning chair, so I'm just going to turn my whole body, looking at this part of the room, turning around and looking what's behind me and looking up at the ceiling. And then I'm going to go to the other side. Over here, I see my whiteboard. I see a window looking behind me. And you want to stop on things that just really feel grounding to you. So over here, I'm looking at a shrub that's right outside my window. And I'm just going to stop there for a minute. And I'm going to take in that permanent, alive energy that's in that shrub, because that shrub is always there. It always knows where it is. It's never questioning things. So I'm going to just take that in. Feel that. If you have a pet that's in the room, you can do that as well. Look at your pet and just take it in. You can take this a little bit further by also noticing what you're smelling, what sounds you're hearing. Right now I'm hearing some water drain down some pipes. I'm in the basement, so I'm hearing that. Heard my dog bark. Just taking in all of these sights and sounds. But even if you just do the visual part, That can be very, very grounding. Okay, that was number 3. Number 4 is feeling into your length, your vertical dimension. So stop for a minute. If you're sitting, I want you to sit up. Or if you're laying down, I want you to sit up because I want you to feel this. Put your feet on the floor. Inhale. And then take your awareness down into your body and put some space between each of your vertebrae, all the way up your back, all the way up your neck, and up and out of your head. And feel what that feels like to be in your vertical dimension. Think about your nobility, how noble you are, how divine you are in this moment. We all have this inherent worth that we don't feel into. And I love this one for just feeling into that worth. It works really, really well when we're feeling not very confident. Maybe we're teaching, or we're having a conversation with someone where we feel like their words are coming at us and we're taking it personally. Just quickly feel into your length. Notice that. It is truly remarkable how doing that can change everything in that moment. Okay, number 5 is bringing your awareness to the part of your body where you're feeling the emotion. So it's stopping for a minute and it's saying, okay, right now I'm feeling really frustrated. Okay, put a word to it. I'm feeling really frustrated. Where am I feeling that frustration? Okay, I feel it in my neck right here. So you're taking your awareness to it and then you're putting your hands on it. So I'm feeling it in my neck right here. It feels tense, it feels tight. And it's kind of like you're seeing that area of your body as a part of you. So a lot of times it's in our heart when we're feeling unseen or unheard or lonely. We kind of feel that in our heart. So put your hand right on there and just say, kind of like it's this little part in there. It's saying, see me, I need to be seen. And you're just saying, I see you, I notice you. It's okay. It's okay that you're feeling like you're not being seen. And just breathe into that and offer that compassion to that part. It's part of you, but it's not you, if that makes sense. Like, you want to think of it as kind of like this little part of you that just needs some attention. It's very regulating. Okay, last one is hugging and holding. This one is also really good when you're feeling lonely or unseen, because we just need to know that we belong and that we are close with ourselves, because a lot of times we don't get that from other people. And so we need to have that intimate connection with ourselves. So you just take a minute, like, all right now I'm feeling really unseen. Nobody cares. Like, you're thinking these thoughts. Take a minute, put your hands on each side of your arms and just give yourself a squeeze and just feel what that feels like to feel held and loved. Another place you could put your hands is on the back of your neck. Your neck is a very vulnerable place to have hands. Usually only the people that we have our closest intimate relationships with are allowed to put their hands on our neck like this. So that's a perfect place to put your hands and just feel that connection and that love. Another place is on the face. Feeling that, you think about when you grab a child's face and feeling that adoration and that love and just taking in that feeling. Okay, so there's six different regulation tricks that you can use. Again, go back, remind yourself when you are feeling not regulated, get used to noticing that a lot more. It's usually when you're wanting to avoid. That's the most common thing for 9s. And then number 2 is just choose one of these get used to practicing it so that you can just go right to it when you're feeling that. Okay, one more thing too. If you don't remember any of these, simply bring your awareness to your breath. Taking some deep breaths, noticing, is it in my chest? Is it in my belly? How deep is the breath? And just simply thinking about the breath and noticing that. That's a really quick way. And one more way is to activate some large muscles quickly. This is a good one when you're feeling frozen in that the freeze mode. You can get up and just do a few quick squats. Just squat, 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 maybe 10, 15 times. All of a sudden, you've got your muscles activated, you got your blood flowing, you're moving again. And now you could do a plank on the floor. So put your hands and your feet on the floor and just hold that. You're activating all your core muscles. You can sit against the wall in a wall sit, and that's activating your quads really deeply. You can do some push-ups real quick, either on the floor or even like if you're in the kitchen, you can put your hands on the kitchen counter and do some quick push-ups. Just quick way to activate things and get things going. All right. Well, I hope some of these helped, and please comment or reply and let me know which ones are working best for you. And if you have any other ideas that we can share with the community. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye-bye.